Welcome everyone to Best Wedding Ever. We are Nicole and Alex. We help new and novice officiants plan and officiate perfect, personal wedding ceremonies. So if you have a question about how to turn your ceremony chaos into the best wedding ever, let us know in the comments.
Welcome back, everyone. We're so excited you could join us for Best Wedding Ever. In this video, we're going to dive deeper into what to do when the couple starts to ghost you. We've got a lot of questions about that. A lot of officiants are dealing with it. First things first, we encourage you to figure out what's the root cause, what's really going on. And in this video, we're going to dive deeper into that question. So where do we start?
Well, you know this already as the officiant working closest with the couple, that wedding planning is really nerve-wracking. There's a ton of decisions to be made and a lot of stress from family stuff and venue stuff and financial stuff all gets churned up in the wedding planning process, which feels like you're just choosing cupcakes actually can turn into, are we blue people or are we sprinkles people? Do you know what I'm saying?
Sprinkles people, for sure. Absolutely.
Every time. But as the officiant, also, you're in a good position to sense when something is up with the couple. So maybe the couple is ghosting you, but you are starting to pick up on this isn't actually about the wedding ceremony. And as I've learned time and again when working with couples, life really doesn't stop just because the couple is planning a wedding. So they might be flaking or freaking out because they're busy or because they've had challenging news somewhere else in their lives.
So it's time to get in their business.
Yeah.
Put the snorkel mask on and dive into their business.
You're already a little bit into their business as you're trying to figure out the really kind of vulnerable elements of a ceremony that make it the most powerful. But, you know, I've worked with couples where they've received devastating news in the course of ceremony planning. And while that was really sad, it wasn't my job to get involved necessarily. I couldn't fix the situation, obviously. But I think it's important for you to assess how much help you can sincerely offer. While you're not involved in the crisis itself, it's important to take the fact that there's kind of a hurricane of crisis going on into consideration in the course of planning for the ceremony. So I had a couple that received a really challenging medical diagnosis for a parent. That meant it was really hard to focus. Like they were constantly having to juggle tons of different kinds of decisions, not just about sprinkles or frosting colors. So one thing I did that was in my wheel of influence was to break some of the bigger tasks into smaller chunks to make them more manageable. So that meant, all right, we needed to get the vows written. That felt overwhelming. So we took it down into tiny bite-sized pieces.
Dainty bites.
Dainty bites, because it's a lot easier to get one tiny victory than to feel like you're running a marathon to get to the finish line. So I think you can take it into bite-sized pieces, and this might be the time to streamline, combine, eliminate, or delegate some of the elements to take pressure off the couple.
Yeah, and don't be shy about delegating. Weddings are one of those places where people feel honored, truly honored to be asked to contribute. And maybe sometimes even they feel like they're better than your other friends, which, you can work to your advantage.
Exactly. They will step up in a big way. And I think that you can kind of reopen a conversation with the couple around being intentional and prioritizing what feels good to them. Something that felt great 3 months ago before the crisis happened might feel off key or overwhelming or too much. And so if that is the energy the couple is feeling about any particular element, it's not worth it at all. It's important to arrive at a draft of the ceremony at the end that feels the best to them. Yeah. And that might mean killing some of your darlings along the way. And I think what you can end up with in that process is an authentic ceremony that's more minimal will be even more powerful than some overworked piece or tome. And so I think streamlining can be a powerful way to actually help people feel some relief and get to a ceremony that actually represents more of who they are in this moment.
So what you're saying is torture is a red flag. So if you feel like you're torturing yourself, then stop. Because there's an easier way. There's always an easier way. And you don't need to suffer.
Exactly.
You don't need to suffer.
So looking for places where streamlining or cutting back could be helpful if there's something big going on that's more than just them being overwhelmed with the wedding decisions. And I think delegating is a huge way to, let go of some of that tight control over every piece and let some of your friends and family show up in a powerful way for the couple who might be in the best place to receive that kind of support now that there's a big part of their life that's changed.
Yeah, absolutely.
So don't be afraid to have the hard conversation, and I think it will yield some pretty powerful and potentially life-changing results.
And that's what we're here for. We're here to change lives. We're here to, we're not going to suffer. We're not going to grit our teeth through our ceremony. Like, the point is to change your life.
Not to put too fine a point.
Yeah, I'm not even being sarcastic about that. Like, I literally mean,
talk.
like, the wedding ceremony should change your life. That's the whole point. It's not for cake. Like, the ceremony, it's supposed to change your life.
Exactly. Well, we support you all the way. Let us know if you have any questions as you get into this conversation with your couple. And otherwise, rock on, Rebel.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us, officiants. If you have a question or a tricky situation we might help you navigate, please reach out by leaving a comment below or emailing us through our contact form at rebelheartrituals.com. We're so proud that you are taking your officiating responsibilities so seriously, and we're glad you're ready to rebel against should to create the best wedding ever. See you next time.